What's going on, comic book people? My name is Doug, the Comic Collector Coach. Stick around for an unboxing, and we'll talk about some comics. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for joining me for my second video. Got a pretty exciting unboxing today, at least for me. I hope you all enjoy it as well. But a little bit of backstory. So July of this year, I went to a local Comic-Con Retro Expo, and Roy Thomas was there. So I thought, Roy Thomas is there, got to bring some things for a comic book legend like him to sign, right? So one of the things that I brought was a Marvel Masterpieces from 2016, Joe Jusko art. Beautiful set. If you're into cards, Marvel cards, it's a great set. Check it out. It's kind of hard to come by now. You might have to go to eBay or, a card shop. But the art is amazing. Well, there is a Man-Thing card in that set that I absolutely love. And so, like I said, knowing Roy Thomas was going to be there, I bought my ticket early. I bought a VIP ticket so I could jump to the front of the line, make sure I had time to meet the guy, talk to him, get some things signed. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and cut this box open and see what this card looks like. Sent this off to get graded with Beckett, as they were the company there. CBCS and Beckett was the company that was there on site. CGC was not. So I figured I would give them a shot. Hadn't ever used Beckett before, had never graded a card before, I've only collected. So this is my first time. I'm pretty excited to see how it came out. All right. Packaged very well. Double, triple bubble wrap. Wow. All right. Pull this out of the sleeve here. So I'm looking at this for the first time with y'all. Check this out. Now this card is the, there's two versions of this card. There's the basic card, and this is the What If variant. So as you can see, they did like a Savage Tales homage, Savage Tales 1 homage with Man-Thing. And then there's Roy Thomas's signature right there on the front there. Pretty interesting. When I showed this to him, he didn't really know what it was. Didn't seem to be aware that this set existed or that this art looked the way that it did. So he kind of looked at it and admired it for a minute, and when he signed it, it was pretty clear that he hadn't ever signed one again or previously. So pretty excited to have this. This is pretty awesome. Looks like a grade of a 9, a mint there. Happy to have it. Like I said, it's a one of one. There's no other Roy Thomas signed card like this out there. So really, really excited to have that, add that to my collection. Other things that I got signed by Roy Thomas at that show is, of course, copy of Man-Thing #1, signed right here. Pretty excited to have this. Man-Thing's one of my favorite characters. Moon Knight's my #1 all time, but Man-Thing and Daredevil are strong tie for #2 of favorite Marvel characters. So happy to have him sign this. It's not graded. I opted not to do the signature witness pricing with CBCS. I think I'm going to get it clean and pressed and then weigh my options between them and CGC. If you prefer one versus the other, I'd love to hear the opinions. I'm always open to trying another grading company. But I just opted not to do it at that time because I wanted it, like I said, I wanted to get it cleaned and pressed. Another book that I had signed by Roy Thomas at that convention, I actually is with my clean and presser right now. It's going to be submitted to CGC. So I'm still waiting on that to come back. When it comes back, I will reveal what book that is. I'll do a video on that. I'll do an unboxing there. But something else I did have signed by Roy Thomas previously, earlier this year, but previously to that convention, was CGC did a private signing for the 50th anniversary of Wolverine. Roy Thomas was there. I think Joe Rubinstein was there. Frank Miller was there. I can't remember the list of names of artists and writers that they had there for that, but certainly look that up. Anyway, when I knew that was going to happen, I had just gotten this book early in the year, and it's a book that I love strictly for the cover. I am a cover lover. I do like covers. I mean, I read my books, but this one, when I show it to you, you'll understand why. But I knew I had to have this signed by Roy Thomas. So this is Monsters Unleashed #3. It did come back as CGC 7.0. I did have my presser and grader put his hands on this, make sure it was all pretty before it was sent off for Roy Thomas. Story of this book, though, is that it took me, I gave this to my cleaner presser in end of February. And I didn't get this back until July or August. So I waited a good 8 months almost for this thing to come back to me. And like I said, I mean, look at that cover. Neil Adams painted cover. Roy Thomas was the editor of Marvel at the time. So again, super happy to have Mr. Thomas's signature on those items, plus the one that's coming back from CGC here, hopefully within the next month or so. But on that note, cards. Do you grade cards? Do you collect cards? If so, who do you prefer grading? I've heard a lot of good things about PSA. Like I said, this was my first graded card. Really never have had any experience with grading cards. So if you prefer one grader over another, please put it in the comments. If you have any suggestions for what I should do differently or card care, I'd love to hear them. Yeah, that's all I have for now. Thanks for hanging out with me, checking out my first graded card unboxing, and hopefully there'll be many more in the future. Please stay tuned for more content. I do plan to try and put out a video every 2 weeks or so. Life schedule being hectic. But thank you for hanging out. Appreciate you liking and subscribing, and we'll catch you next time. And remember, they're all readers if you read them.